You cry harder, man.
If he cries,
You cry harder, man. Your boy. Guy that doesn't really get political. I like that from musical artists. That's great. Instead of like branding yourself with some kind of political affiliation. Blech. Who wants to do that? Anyway, who cares about that? What's up? It's your boy, Z-Rex. We coming at you live. It's the first of the Halloween month of 2021. What? Already. Dude, holy shit, this year's going to be over. I'm going to blink my eyes and sleep a couple more times, and that's it. It's pretty intense, man. Alright, got my stats are all good. No drop frames today. Sorry about some of those other videos. They might have some drop frames, but it just is what it is. My internet sometimes sucks. We got low CPU usage. Computer's running hot and sexy today. Kind of like some of this price action, which let's go ahead and get up in there. Alright, I don't really care about those. Alright, Biddy McBitcoins. Let's take off some of these drawings just so we can look at some pure price. Oh, look at this. Nice little pump here. When was the last video I made? I guess it was like 3 days ago or something. Shit. Maybe it was Monday. I think it was Monday we did one. So pretty much all the same crap from Monday, just in the range, chilling, 44,000. And about 41, 42-ish, just kind of ping-ponging around there. And when we finally did break out of that range here, right at the 44K, you can see we got one close and then immediately got a beast mode close in the overnight session. That looks like, let's go see. Yeah, at 5 in the morning, we decided to pump $1,500 in about 7 minutes. Pretty big ass pampage there. Very nice for the bulls. I will say that is kind of sexy, getting up a little bit higher. The only thing that's not sexy about it is it's still not quite a higher high. We still got lower highs, lower lows on the daily. We did get ever so close, and we did also rally right to the mama and to the 618. But we do have 4 hours left, and we do close above this horizontal right here at about 46, mid 46,000s. I do think that this is a decent setup here. I don't like that it's Friday going into the weekend, but I do think this is at least a good attempt from the bulls. You can see on the lower time frames. I'm glad they changed the font. Man, TradingView has been doing mega updates. Anyway, you know, we can kind of see this little triangle. It did attempt to kind of break out. It looked kind of like symmetrical, descending, falling wedge. I mean, it kind of looked like everything that you could just zoom in like an hour or two more or something, and you could pretty much form whatever pattern. Lots of confusion. So I've just been waiting for the horizontals. I'm going to erase that because who cares about that line. especially now that we're up here. But yeah, I just was kind of waiting for a breakage of the 44 area, and now we do have that, technically speaking. I mean, even on the daily, in 4 hours, we'd have to come, you know, down about 35 hundos, 4 grand. Oh, excuse me. Which is definitely possible and can easily happen, but right now it does look fairly decent. Little fake dump gets caught right on this VWAP from the lows back over here at the ultimate low at about 28.5. Also at this previous bullish horizontal hash line right here. It's kind of where we also found some support. Pretty interesting. That's a newer thing I've been playing with. Won't go into all that right now. I'm still kind of just checking it out. It's based only on DMI and when it crosses over the upper threshold, and that's it on a daily. Real simple. It's about as simple as you could get. But anyway, this is pretty nice. This is a change of behavior. It is stalling at the 618. I mean, this is ultimately the test for the bulls, is to get past here. It's not any different than we were over here doing videos, and even from this sell-off, we needed to really get back above 50K on a few dailies to really get this party going again. And you know, we're just not quite there. But hey, this is a good reaction thus far. So not too shabby. EMAs are still all sloppified. Yeah, I mean, they're sloppy all over the place. So nothing to really see there on the EMA front. We just kind of have to use price action, and some horizontals are kind of our best friends right now. And I'm just going to be using now 44 or 46 handle is going to be my intermediate kind of support area for long positions, and then 44. If we get back below 44, we're probably going to break this. So bulls definitely need to be defending here. But, you know, and it's not out of the woods. It does look nice and sexy and all that good stuff, but just coming up on lots of resistance. Mama, 618 retracement, the extra 618 retracement, and then also the previous little horizontal here where it got bearish. So pretty interesting area. Not too shocking to stall here. And let's zoom in a little bit more. Let's see. Oh, no, I guess that might be on Ethereum. Oh, jeez. I gotta get that out of me, dude. I'm about to go to work. So let's see what futures are doing. All right, futures are actually above the mama. They do look quite a bit better, to be fair. Also, look at that, where they're agreeing, though, that mid 46 area. Look at that, 46.5. So I love when futures and spot have confluence like that. So it looks like 46.5 is kind of the bull pivot zone right here on the lower time frames. And this is a pretty decent open up here for the 3 hour. So I do like that. So yeah, man, as long as these kind of on the 3 hour we start riding this, again, this is going to close today. And I only use the 3 hour on the futures just because they're not true 24/7. But yeah, I mean, this is pretty nice. This will be a good carry forward over the week. It would probably be safe to say, let's assume we close kind of up here in this upper part of the candle. You know, the weekend might get a little bit of sell off, but I'd be, because weekends usually suck for price action, so I'd be willing to put my hat on that 46,000. Will probably hold and just kind of ping pong between there and just under 50. That's my idea. I'm not going to be trading off of my opinion, though. I just like to trade the TA. And I'm still not quite trading. If any, man, I know this sounds crazy. If anything, I kind of want to short here. Just for a quick little scalpy short, especially on Ethereum. It doesn't look near as good as Bitcoin. So, but I don't know. We'll see what happens. We'll see how I feel about it towards the end of the day, closer to close. One thing that's interesting about Ethereum, holy crap, dude, is like we talked about this before, 618 zone, retrace. Look what we got here. 618 zone. Yeah, and of course, if you go to the very bottom of the wick and the top of the wick, it's just above it. I kind of just split the areas and look in a range. I mean, that's pretty damn close. And when you've got this horizontal right there around it as well, That and the mama right above it, that's probably going to be pretty tough for bulls to pump through this weekend, if I had to guess. But, you know, it is crypto. Anything can happen. And, I mean, this is the best that they've been looking so far, the bulls, that is, getting above this VWAP. But, again, we need confirmation, and just price getting up here once is not that. We need probably a few days of staying back above, like, 3,100 handle. And if bulls start doing that, I mean, we probably will get some continuation. So, still need some work, but overall, a lot better position than what it was. Yeah, nothing really on the futures. Yeah, kind of boring there. Let's go to altcoins here. Litecoin coming right up against the bottom here. Yeah, see, I mean, that's okay. It could make a higher close here if we close above 164, 165 on the daily. But hey, you know, if we can close above all of these EMAs at like 170-ish, that would actually look pretty good. If we did that on Litecoin, I'd actually look for probably 180. You know, probably upper 170s, but probably around like 180. Let's go to the 458. Oh, yeah, almost. I guess technically it did make a... Oh, man, that's so close. It's technically is a little bit higher. So, let's put an anchored VWAP up here at this previous little wick high. Oh, wow, look, it's like right in the same spot. How about back over here? Yeah, just above it. Yeah, so we did just rally really fast just today to a lot of major resistance areas, so that's interesting. XRP, that's a pretty good move off of the lows. If it can stay above $1, that's the easy thing with XRP. Dollars, the pivot zone. Above it, below it, easy peasy. Oh, XLM. Yeah, definitely not near as good as the other ones. Yeah, I don't really... This is kind of crappy, sub 30 cents. Pretty lackluster rally for that. ETC coming up on the bottom of the 200, underbelly of the trend line. Yeah, nothing too crazy. I mean, it looks nice. I do like this weekly a little bit more, bouncing off the mama here. And all the EMAs are still pointing up. So that is kind of interesting. And the bulls did defend this low 40s area fairly well. So that actually is pretty good. You know, if ETC can start just staying above like $49, this probably will get some continuation. Maybe to about upper 50s. Not too shabby. Dot, man, Dot's going to be putting in a beast mode candle here, getting above all the EMAs. Mama bouncing off of it. This actually looks pretty decent. Let's zoom in a little bit. And a little sloppier here, but on the lower time frames, I guess that goes without saying. And this is interesting on the weekly. Lots of support in the upper 20s. So, hell, man. Pretty good job defending the 27 handle by the bulls on Dot. Now, does this look a little bit toppy here in distribution? Yes, sort of. But I wouldn't get too crazy with that. It looked worse before this pump here. Almost, you could have argued a little head and shoulders here like this. But we did just get rejected from that pattern thus far. So, see how that gets carried forward. I do like this reaction off the daily, though. See if we can stay inside this box for over through the weekend and into next week. We might be getting a little reset here for the bulls. ADA, not so much. Yeah, that kind of sub the 21 EMA. I mean, whatever. Still bearish on the DMI too, so whatever. Oops. Too many clicks. Right in the middle of this range. Yeah, I mean, bulls are doing some defensive action here, so that is pretty good. But right in the middle of this range, just don't really care about it. EOS. Yeah, right up to the mega resistance here in the 420s. So, whatever. Not really anything to see there. BCH. I mean, this reaction is fairly decent. There's no denying that, but it's not enough. It's just one day. So we need multiple days of floating and looking like we're doing some reversal action, and right now it's just literally just a single day. So, oh, look at this. I drew the line right to here because I knew it was going to break out right to this level, to the T. No, I'm just kidding. No, that is kind of funny, though. Nice little saucer kind of base here. Pumped it up. Kind of just pumped out of nowhere, really. Yeah, still pretty sloppy. Lower lows, lower highs. So, BSV, not too great yet. XMR, man, yeah, I mean, the bulls are doing okay, but it's still in the middle of all this consolidation. I mean, literally smack in the middle, so there's not really good edge there. ZC actually does not look good for all the good reactions today. That's pretty lackluster. Dash, yeah, whatever. Still kind of bearish. Looks more just like a rally into the EMAs, so nothing really there. Oh, Dogecoin, man, defending that 19 penny area like the Jesus man. Let's zoom in, maybe. Yeah, all right. So bulls are showing their face across the board here on most stuff. Some things are weaker than others, like the BSV and some of the privacy coins. But, I mean, you do need a reaction like this at least to start it. But still, we are lower highs, lower lows as of now. But we'll kind of have to just wait a little bit more time. I know it's exciting. Shit's up 5, 10, 15%, but it's just not quite definitive enough. And Hex is just kind of going sideways in this tight little range up here. So until it really gets out of that, there's nothing really to do with that. I mean, range trade, but there's definitely no trend trading. Nice reaction on ES today. Let's zoom in a little bit. Just dumped like it has been for a while. Euro session opens, and it's just been rallying ever since with this little American session, cluster F in the morning, you can see. Oh my god, we actually care about data for 1 second. Oh, just kidding. Let's rip your face off. So I don't even look at any of that crap. It just messes with my head. Look, I mean, you can see this in the chart, man. You know? It's like, oh, nice. Reaction finally. Oh, stayed above the lows. Cool. The news is for suckers. I know that's going to make a lot of people mad or whatever. But hey, whatever. This is an interesting setup right here. This little trend line that I just noticed. Now, is this a broadening wedge of some point? Nah, not really. But this is definitely a trend line here. Interesting build so far there. I'm not taking any positions into the weekend or anything, so... Decent candle for NQ, kind of hanging on just barely here, but real sloppy EMA structure, mostly leaning towards the downside. Bouncing off the 21. I mean, it's going to close right on there. I mean, the last few times is pretty much since coronavirus crash, it's bounced real hard off this. Will it be the same? Probably. I mean, there's nothing to say that it's different. Nothing's really changed in that time frame. So it looks like bulls are trying to defend this 14,500 handle. So... But right up, man, this still doesn't look great. Right below all the EMAs. Yeah, I mean, momentum hasn't even shifted yet on the DMI on the 3 hour. So, whatever. Yeah, I mean, this is okay too. Still very bearish momentum. Starting to shift on the 3 hour, but man, this is a pretty violent rally. I don't like, if you listen to the show a lot, I don't really like when stuff goes up super, super fast like that. Generally, it leads into sideways action for a little bit in the top part of the previous candle or so, or it just gets completely rejected. Instead of the V recovery, it's an A dump fest. It's A dump fest. There you go. So nothing really there. Let's see. Oh, Russell, you son of a bitch. I will say it's still respecting the range it's in. Look, it comes right here to the horizontal we've been watching forever. It got front ran this time. Rallies right back to around 22.30 and stalls immediately. So, oh my god, it's just like the same thing. We're stuck in the twilight zone with the Russell, man. Oh, we do have monthly closes. Let's go look at those real fast. Monthly close, actually not very good. Actually taking out the previous 6 months of business. So it is right on top of the 10 simple, but not very sexy. That kind of sucks. Let's fan back through these. Probably let's take out some of these lines. Probably the ugliest monthly candle close in a while in ES. Actually, it's the ugliest one since right before Corona happened. And then there's a couple back here, this one, and then this one that got immediately kicked back. So this is saying the rally is in question right now. That's not a bullshit candle to ignore because this is a monthly. This ain't no little 3 hour or 5 minute or even daily. It's a freaking monthly. So I would say as long as we're kind of below, let's see what 618 is of this monthly. That'll probably be a nice pivot point. It's about 44.40s. As long as we're below 44.40s, I know that's way up here. It's all the way up a little. The mama's just above that. But I mean, right now we're still lower highs, lower lows on a daily, and that's confirmed all the way through. So, oh man, barely hanging on to the weekly EMA. It looks like they're all doing that on the weekly 21. Yeah, except for Dow. Dow is actually about to breach it today. Interesting. How about the monthly Dow? Monthly Dow also taking out 4 months, not 6, but 4 months. But it is sitting right on top of the shortest MA, so you can't get too bearish on that. I am cautious, though. When you see this on a monthly chart, something like this, that is not very sexy. So if we take off this little drawings, what is that, 4,300? Let's zoom in a little bit. 43. All right, so 4,300 seems to be the number on multiple time frames. We get back below 4,300, probably even just on a 3 hour. It's probably going to sell off some more next week if we do get below that. VIX had a little setup yesterday for another pop. Now what's funny is that was on the 3 hour. It's still fairly present. What's interesting though, it is very present on the daily, like extra super present on the daily. VIX above about 1950.20, which has been kind of the same for a while. Really is making this little saucer padding interesting. We got to be real careful. If a daily closes above like 28 bucks on VIX, this thing will probably spike really hard. VVIX clustering again around this damn stupid trend line. Interesting. So VIX still has the lower time frame kind of set up there, and the higher time frame daily actually has a perfect long signal. Interesting. Oil kind of a little lackluster movement for the day. We got this doji on Tuesday, I believe, and right at these highs, local highs, and we just kind of lollygagged around there all week. Even when you look at the weekly, it's okay for sure, but just kind of, I was hoping a little bit more strength would come out of that, but just kind of pussyfooting around here. I might buy some dips on oil next week. Nat gas kind of looks like it topped indecision. Next day took out the body of the indecision candle and kept getting rejected from the tops. I would consider this rally probably iced up for a little bit until we get back above like 580. And until then, it doesn't look super great. Bonds rallying today. Finally, they've been selling off for a while. Interesting. It's not going to be much to look at those just because they have been just like kind of working their way down for a while. We are getting close to this trend line here on ZB, and we are equal pretty much over here at these lows on the notes. So again, not really much to be able to do with this chart. This just happened today. It's kind of like crypto. You don't want to jump the gun just because you get one pump day. TNX kind of coming up right to that area we're looking for in the mid 150s, rolling over. Still looks pretty damn good though. Dollar still looking nice with the monthly close on the dollar. Wow, the monthly actually closed. Holy crap. The monthly closed above all of this consolidation. Ooh, that is interesting. And it's even kind of like a W pattern on a monthly, right? See that? With a measured move up into this cluster at about 98 bucks. Wow, that's very... did it on the monthly. It is getting rejected on the weekly, so it looks like 94.50 is kind of the pivot point. And we're closing here real soon, here in about 10, 20 minutes, or I don't know, they close within the hour. Very, very interesting. Yeah, I mean, this still looks bullish as hell on the dollar, especially that monthly close. Wow, Euro's just getting monkey hammered. Monthly, pretty gnarly. I mean, that's pretty gross. This kind of does look like it wants to work its way to the low teens. Ew. DAX barely holding on here. Pretty ugly, but it is. You do have the read to the downside, but again, like I've talked about many times, I don't like when this happens right at the 200. It makes it a way less probable trade to the downside when it's in bearish posturing. So I'm going to wait on that till next week. Shanghai's at an interesting spot. Coming to retest the breakout trend line and the mama right here and the 200. So lots of support at 3,500. We hold 3,500. This thing's probably going to rally back up to 36, low 36s. Gold, nice rally. No follow through today. That's a little disappointing. And not anything on the 3 hour either. And right here's a little trend line. That's kind of like from here connecting these highs. It's kind of, yeah. Could this still be drawn like a sloppy inverted head and shoulders? Maybe. It's real sloppy if it is one. I'm not hanging my hat on that. I do think, man, you know, this pivot point is really important. So until we get like a few days open and close above 1760-ish, it's not really that cool. I do like that there is a good reaction off this big sell-off the other day this week. So hopefully that was just a little stop hunt, little creating some liquidity for the longs. And next week we start rallying. That would be awesome. Nice. This is actually pretty good. This looks like a 618 retrace. Yes, to the T, 618 major horizontal support. This one, man, this is the best time since it's pretty much been selling off the last couple months. This is the best time for bulls to take control of this market. Any break of this trend line or the mama, I would look for this next trend line to be tapped over time, which is currently residing in the mid 1,000 handle. Palladium, not so great. Palladium looks terrible. It's actually just getting worked by the 10 simple daily. That's not good. That's garbage. All right. Let's see here. 58. Let me check something real fast. Almost every sector up today. Even banks rallying hard. Yeah, they got that TNX move really gave them some love. Oh man, are they gonna hike rates faster than we think? Ooh, doggy. Gotta be careful for that. Oh, nice. I'm glad I took that off on this candle at the resistance. Maybe reload here next week on that one. Let's see. Here it is. This is what I want to look for. Coin. Chilling. BitF chilling. MicroStrategy. And look at these. Look at these lack of rallies. Yeah, today BitF went up high, but it's still in the range. You got to not just look at percent in the dollar moves, but look at it relative to itself. And, you know, none of them really did anything great except for HUT. HUT actually did do something different than the other ones. Above 850-ish, HUT actually does look pretty good. Man, look where we stalled on GBDC too today because it's about to close here in 15 minutes. Man, yeah, not the best. Not the best there. Let's see here. Give me 1 second. All right. Sorry about that. SI, Silvergate getting some love today. Very nice basing pattern, riding up. I mean, this actually looks like it's getting ready to break out. Very nice. This weekly looks beast mode. Yeah, wow, this thing actually looks really good. I don't know what kind of edge it's getting, but it looks pretty damn nice. PayPal. PayPal and Square might be buys here, right on the 200. Kind of how they're clustering. That might be something to look for. They do have earnings coming up towards the end of the month, but that's still a few weeks away. And not till November on Square. So that might be an interesting play there. 3D printing. Looks okay. All right, let's go back to Bitcoin and look at the monthly chart. You're probably wondering, hey, what are these blue lines that you have written? Oh, it's something that we noticed back in the day, right before the big sell-off. That was way before that, but we had the exact same angle trajectories of every one of these rallies. Isn't that wild? And we did break it here. It's funny, that happened, and then it was like literally this, the pi cycle top literally happened right here. Then you had this happen right after, and then Coinbase went public. I mean, it was just like a plethora of just euphoria. A plethora. Is that a new word? Plethora? Anyway, monthly. Yeah, sorry. The month, whatever. Not really that cool. And you're like, well, this one looks good. Well, that literally has it doesn't even have 1 day printed on it yet. You can still see over here it says 1M. It's the whole month. We have to wait for today to close. But yeah, so that doesn't mean anything. And yesterday's monthly is a doji. So yesterday's monthly. Last month is a doji. So whatever. Nothing really to see there. Futures, same thing. I guess the best thing that they're doing is sitting right on top of the shorter term EMAs. Doji on Ethereum. Monthly's pretty useless on futures. All right, yeah, not too great, man, on the monthly, but not too bad. It's just like, I mean, it's default kind of, I'm sorry, let me say that again. It's like default kind of just the trend is up, obviously, and it looks fine. But I don't really like the doji indecision. Bitcoin doesn't do that often. It usually trends, so. Kind of showing the same stuff, though, that we've been watching, that 44,000. And look at that, the upper end is almost 48. So, yay. More range. Woohoo. Pump, pump, pump it up. All right, so what's the new ranges? I'm signing off. The new ranges are about 46,000 handle. I think we get back below that. Probably definitely test the 44s and probably lower, but maybe has a chance to get defended in the 44s, below 46. Anything above, man, this is the reattempt by the Bulls. They gotta, I think they really need to push it this time in the next week or so. If they can get a couple, 2 or 3 open and closes above 48.5, 49, and ultimately 50K. If we can get like a few daily open and closes above this box up here, I would start to really target mid 50s and beyond if we could do that. But right now we're just getting kind of a little relief rally. You got to be a little bit cautious. This all happened in one day. A lot of violent rallies happen like this when we're in bearish structures. So I'm definitely taking this with a little bit of caution just because it's literally straight the F up. So back above 50 on a few dailies, back below 46-ish, probably goes to 44, this horizontal. And possibly beyond, we'll have to reassess from there. And then for ETH, it's the same thing. I mean, we've just playing these little ranges. It was like 3,000, 3,100 to 3,000 flat, and then below that was about 3 to 27. Seems to be moving in little 10% kind of quads here. And then this one we've got about mid-low 3,000s to, I guess 3,000 even handle to about 3,300. So kind of like Bitcoin, we need a little bit more open and closes above this area. And this actually doesn't look near as good as Bitcoin. This actually still just looks like a bearish rally. I mean, it's the 618 right to the mama. So it is breaking the trend line, but not super, super sexy yet. Let's look at oil real quick on the monthly, and then I'm out. Nice monthly close on oil. Man, yeah, above 73, 74-ish. Oil looks really good above those numbers. So I will start nibbling energy longs with that information carrying forward. All right, I think that'll do it, man. Appreciate y'all tuning in. Much love. Y'all have an awesome, awesome weekend. It's been your boy Z-Rex. It's No Noise. We signing off. Peace.